What is a complete sentence? Let's take a look at the recipe. Well, for the ingredients, it has to have at least one subject-verb combo. That's a subject and a verb that go together. Subject and verb are kind of like the who is doing what of the sentence, in most sentences. Then you got to follow these directions. You got to have at least one of those subject-verb combos, and the sentence has to be able to stand on its own as a complete unit. So for this little video, I'm going to use these two icons for those two elements of a sentence. The measuring cup represents that one subject-verb combo, that's the ingredients you got to have. And then this cake represents the fact that a sentence has to stand on its own like a complete unit. It has to be its own individual, standalone object. That equals a complete sentence. So let's take a look at some examples. Tom has a new girlfriend. It's got a subject and a verb right there. He met her at a party. It's got a subject and a verb. They are going to a movie tonight. Subject-verb combo right there. Now, can all three of these stand on their own? If somebody sort of walked into a room and these sentences were out there in isolation, would they make sense? And yes, they would. So I'm going to put a little cake there. Tom has a new girlfriend, period. He met her at a party, period. They are going to a movie tonight, period. Those all can stand on their own. Now let's compare that to these sentences. Maria working at an art gallery, on vacation in the mountains, because they both like skiing. So let's take a look at the first one. Maria could be a subject, sure, but where's our verb? Working is kind of like a verb, but it doesn't have its helping verb, and ing verbs have to have a helping verb in order to be part of a subject-verb combo. So that one's not going to work. How about the second one? On vacation in the mountains. We have some nouns, but we don't have a subject, and we definitely don't have a verb. Remember, a subject has to have a verb. That's what makes it a subject. If it's just a noun like the word vacation or mountains, that's not enough. How about this last one? Because they both like skiing. It does have a subject-verb combo. They, that's the subject. Like, that's the verb. So we can put that in our measuring cup. But if somebody just walked up to you and said, because they both like skiing, wouldn't you think, where's the rest of that sentence? So this is an example where even though it has a subject and a verb, it cannot stand on its own, so it's not a complete sentence. That means I can't just put a period at the end of this and be done. I would have to add something to it to make it complete. So this is not a complete sentence either. Okay, so the recipe for a complete sentence is it's got to have a subject-verb combo, and it has to be able to stand alone.